Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video today on best practices for your bearded dragon. Bearded dragons are a great pet for children, for really anyone, as long as you're meeting their dietary needs and their light needs. They are a really mellow type of animal, just super sweet. They really are just kind of like a dog. They each have their own personality, and depending on how much time you spend with them, I mean, they'll follow you around, they come when you call, like they're amazing. So I just wanted to show you today how I take care of mine. So I use romaine lettuce. Now there's lots of different things you can do. You just need to be careful about what you are feeding them. I read on the internet that, you can give them blueberries and strawberries and stuff like that on occasion. But after taking mine to the vet, I found out you should just avoid it. They don't handle the sugar well. Carrots, avoid them. I mean, you see videos where they're feeding them that all the time. It really isn't good for them because of the sugar content in there. So I use romaine lettuce and I cut it up into small pieces, like really small pieces. I want to make it easy for him to eat and digest. And I'm going to put that into a clean bowl for him. And then, I'm going to give him some broccoli today. And this as well, I'm going to cut up into small pieces. So I'm going to cut it one direction, flip it, and cut it the other direction and make them very small. Again, I just want to make it easy for him to eat it and digest. Nothing's going to get stuck in his throat. I'll sprinkle that on top. And I've noticed after, getting the bearded dragon, before I started doing keto, it really helped me to eat vegetables because I kept them in the house. Then the last thing I'm going to feed him today is some yellow squash. So I'm going to cut it into thin slices, very thin slices. And then I'm going to cut this into thinner slices yet. So we have some strips. Throw a little bit of that there on top. And we were spending a ton of time and money buying worms and crickets and everything from the pet store, until I found out how easy worm farming is. So it's kind of like a wonderful cycle. So any of the scrap vegetables that we don't eat, we just throw them right into the worm farm. And the worms will eat it, and it packs their gut with the good nutrients and minerals and stuff the bearded dragon needs. And then I feed the worms to the bearded dragon. Now, there's some beetles in here. I never feed the beetles or the ones that are in the transition phase from becoming a worm to a beetle. And I can show you what they look like. Poor little guy, he's probably gonna wriggle. So we've got the beetle, and then we've got this one that's in like a transitory phase right there. Oh no, I probably just killed him because I dropped him on the floor. Just kidding, they're pretty hardy, but so you can see him versus what a worm looks like. And so we will not feed them these, only the worms. And I try to not feed the baby worms just because it's sad. But I'm going to throw some worms in here. And that'll give him something to hunt for in his food and help him to make sure that he's eating the lettuce and everything else. Because sometimes they get picky, especially in the winter months when they kind of go into like a hibernating phase. It's hard to get them to eat, and so this helps. So I'm going to put, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to put 10 in here. And every morning you need to come in and get them new food. Now some people prep it all, put it into bags, cut up all the vegetables, have them into bags, and then every day just pull some out. I don't mind coming in every day and just cutting it fresh, so I do it every day. But the worms you will feed babies, it's a few every day is what I did. With the adults, you want to do it every 2 or 3 days, so just a few times a week. The big thing though that I learned through trial and error and didn't really see well online, but when I took him to the vet, it made a difference for ours, is you need to be giving them the vitamin D3 and calcium every day. They're at really high risk of getting bone disease, and when they get that, it's irreversible. So what happened with mine was I was doing what everything said online, give them this, once a week, and give them the worms. I was doing it twice a week. Now I do it 3 times a week. You can see him over there. He's just staring at me. He knows it's time to eat. But about a month ago, suddenly he shed amazing. And then 2 days later, the tip of his tail was dead. It was like a stick. And I tried everything. I put iodine on it. I soaked him, and it fell off. So that's when I immediately called the vet and made an appointment. But it's been really difficult to get into the vet, so we had to wait 2 weeks. During that 2-week time, he had a toe fall off suddenly, and then he had a toenail fall off suddenly, the very tip of his toe. And I was like, what in the world is going on? I soak him once a week for 15 minutes. I feed him, the vegetables and stuff that I'm supposed to, although I was giving him blueberries, which I no longer do. But what I was missing was this is Reptivite. There's a few different ones out there that you can get, but this one came highly recommended by my vet. I started giving him this every day. He's been shedding like easy. His activity levels are up. So make sure you give them this every day. Now I sprinkle it on his food, or you can dip the worms in there and then shake them off and feed it to him. However you can get your beardy to eat it, it's so important. So I'm going to sprinkle a thin layer on top, and now this is ready to go into his cage. And let me show you my cute little guy over there. He is so ready to eat. So ready to eat. Buddy, what's this? Oh, you're just staring at the camera? What's this? Oh. And once he gets done eating, I'll usually take him out and spend some time with him. I work here at home, so I'll just hold him on my lap. Oh, he's such a cute little guy. And he's just going in and seeking out all the worms. So we have him in a 50-gallon tank. I have a 100-watt UVB UVA light. If you go to the pet store to buy the light, it is extremely expensive. If you buy them on Amazon, you can get them, like 3 of them, for I think like 20 or 25 bucks. Very cheap. I have a heat warmer under here that I got on Amazon for 15 bucks. And I know they say don't use them for these guys because they don't feel the heat on their belly, and so they can burn themselves. And that's why I use 2 reptile carpets here. And so I've got the hot end with the light that's very centralized onto his rock. Then I've got the intermediate section where he can come in here to cool off. He can cool off over there where there's nothing, or he can kind of warm up without the light exactly on him with the heat pad that's right here. And then I've got the cool side, and over here is where I have his water. And I got the water fountain for 10 bucks, and I have it plugged in. He likes to sit in it. Bearded dragons do not see still water. And so I used to have just a big bowl in here, but realized they weren't using it other than to sit in. And I already soak them once a week for 15 minutes. So when I would soak them too, they would just lap up the water like they were dehydrated as crap. So I put this in here, and it's done well for me. And then I put this mud in here a long time ago. I got it from the pet store, mixed it with some water, and just made this in here. And they love it. They love to scratch it, lay on it. I say they. We had one just pass away recently. She had cancer. So it's just him now. But we had a male and a female in here that used to hang out. And so, yeah, that's all it needs. And then, anytime he poops, I just clean it up, switch out the carpets if need be, and that's it. They're so easy, so loving. I mean, he's such a great lizard. So if you were ever wondering about, getting one or what it takes on the day-to-day, this is literally it. They'll help you eat vegetables because you'll have them around the house. They'll give you love and companionship. And the more time you spend with them, the more of a relationship they build with you. And they literally, you'll fall in love with them, they'll fall in love with you, and it'll be a friendship for life. So Let me know what you think. You think you might get one now? You think this was helpful? Like, subscribe, comment down below, ring the bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.